What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Shay Renee, and we are back for episode 3 of Who Said That? This time we are talking about Love and Marriage Huntsville, season 6, episode 19, Town Hall Downfall. And as you know, Who Said That is a segment where we talk about all of your amazing commentary on the videos that I've posted on some of our favorite TV shows. So let's get into some of the comments you said this week, okay? So we have Michelle that says Tiffany wanted that baby. She definitely did, because Tiffany, y'all, as we talked about in the episode, Tiffany was basically low rating Louis the whole time. Like I didn't really understand why she was just coming down on him so hard. I get it. I do believe, like I said in the episode, for the review, I feel like Tiffany is definitely struggling with some sort of postpartum. But I feel like she's putting on too much for the cameras, and it's just really sad for Louis. Then Kay says Tiffany is martelling. Oh my God, not martelling, child. Now, Martell is over there doing the daggone most where it comes to Melody, but it ain't helping him, not all, and Melody ain't coming back to him. At least Louis is acting like he loved Tiffany for now, but I don't know how long that's going to last. Miami Gardens now says Lou got a great opportunity as an assistant coach for a big university. She's complaining that he's never there. That's what comes with being the wife of a coach or player. Yeah, that's true, because that is a very, very taxing job, believe it or not. Like, people don't understand just how much those teams demand of your time, because really you are somewhat the captain of some of these students' destiny. Like, when you're in college, that's like your first step to maybe becoming an MLB player or, major league player in football, basketball, baseball, you name it. Like, you are the person that's going to help them to get to possibly their next level of life. That's huge. And most people don't realize this. Baseball players make a lot of money. Okay? A lot of money. They make more than than basketball players and football players most of the time. And their money is guaranteed. So most people don't know that. So, yeah, that's a big deal for Louis to have that job. Relly says, I believe she has postpartum too, but she's not being fair to Lou. Yeah, I agree. And we did discuss that a little bit. Yeah, but her postpartum is just, child, she milking it. Martell thought Sugar Mama was going to stop Mel. And what a dummy he is, Dean S. Martell is definitely a dummy. Thank you for making that comment, because I think people forget. Martell thought that Sugar Mama was going to be the baby that was going to help them stay together. He thought that, oh, she's pregnant. That's going to be a way for her to be vulnerable, and nobody's going to want her with 4 kids. So she just going to stay with me, and she going to stick it out in this marriage. But Mel showed him something totally different. She left with everything but, with nothing but her name. And she didn't even want to leave with that, but they were in litigation. So, yeah, Martell is over there kicking himself daily, I'm sure. And Sugar Mama wasn't going to be the one to save him, okay? Judy Leo Babe says, it seems like they have a different editor for this second half of the season. This person knows what to put in the episode. I'm glad it's not focused on the negative family members. Yeah, like, I don't want to see Wanda. I don't want to see Go-Kart Betty. I don't want to see Betty. Like, Betty is Cruella DeVille to me. I don't want to see her. I don't want to talk about her. She is not entertaining, and I'm over it. I don't want to see the toxic mamas. I don't know why Carlos seems to think that that's entertaining, because it worked for Candy Burris on Real Housewives of Atlanta with her mother, but that ain't the recipe over here. Okay, it's done, it's tied, it's delayed. Justine Marie says Lou is not whack like the other husbands. Definitely not. He's definitely him or Courtney. I really do like Louis and Courtney. And the one says, I don't think they will get rid of Marceau and Tisha if they kept Martell. He has SHI on Mel worse than anyone. Tiffany and Lou, ever since they had the baby, I still forget they are on the show. Yeah, they seem to be pretty forgettable. I mean, well, with this whole Tiffany complaint and stuff, they're not too forgettable, but I think that I don't know. I really do want to see more out of Tiffany and Louis, and I really don't think hope I really hope that it don't just consist of her complaining. Relly says she's trying to categorize him as an absent dad when that's not the case. It's definitely not the case. And like I said, I just really want Tiffany to stop it. I don't know what her goal is. I think she's just trying to get more eyes on the both of them, but that's just not the way to do it. Relly says he said his dad missed pertinent moments, not that he was around, not that he was around, not that he wasn't around. I think that's what you were trying to say. There's actually a difference. Yeah, she's ridiculous. Like, I'm glad that you brought that up. Tiffany is gaslighting Louis. And Louis looked at her like, girl, what? I know you're not over here talking about my damn daddy. I did not say that my dad wasn't around or that he was a bad person or, I just said I missed pivotal moments with him here and there that I wish that he was there for, but it wasn't like his father was a terrible dad and he was like an absentee dad. I hate that Tiffany tried to create that narrative, and really that sucks that she tried to do that. Especially with Tiffany being adopted, you would think that she would be more encouraging of him to, be in his parents' lives and encouraging of the fact that his parents were there for him, not trying to make his father look bad. Like, and I think that Lou's dad passed away. I think so. So yeah, and definitely for you to be talking about the dearly departed like that, and you didn't even know him like that, like, Tiffany, girl, go sit down. So then we have July Leo Babe says, since the show's premise was friends of Melody and Martell, who were in the same business, that has changed. These people are not their friends, and now it's time to move on. Get rid of the Scotts. Yeah, like these. Sorry, y'all, that the print looks so small on this video. I'm like struggling, but anyway, that's just a side note. Yeah, the relationship with the Scotts has definitely evolved and it has changed. And I'm over it. I'm actually excited to see Nell and Chris on the manicure Nell and Chris on the show. Listen, get rid of the Scotts because they ain't giving nothing and they over there lying anyway and making up stuff. And with their fake success, we're just tired. We're over it. All right, y'all, moving on. And big shout out to my girl, Michelle. She had a super chat come through the night that I did this review that said, Shay Renee, the best YouTube channel. And yes, shout out to everyone that gave super chats that night. 41 and Fit, I know she came through with the super chat. The Real VB came through with a Cash App. I appreciate each and every donation to the channel. It means a lot to me. It really, really does. But I had to highlight my girl Michelle because this was one of my favorites, my favorite comments right there. But shout out to everybody that provides super chats and support to the channel. It is very, very much appreciated. It helps us to keep everything going for the most part. So moving on. Kay says Martell is the reason Marceau is so comfortable with disrespecting Mel. Now he wants to puff out his chest. The irony. You know what? Martell has the nerve. He literally empowers everybody around him to be disrespectful. And he is the most disrespectful person on this cast. And now, because you feel like somebody is talking about, and really, I think the only reason that he defended Mel is because he might have realized that Marceau was kind of sneak dissing him on the slick. So he really was defending him, sideline defending himself. So Martell is all about self at the end of the day. And frankly, Marceau isn't benefiting Martell anymore. If anything, he's probably hurting him because I think Martell, allegedly, there was some information out there that said that Martell's name is still on some of those business documents. So who's to say that he may be not be involved in some of these lawsuits? So if anything, Marceau is causing him more of a hindrance and a headache than anything. But again, these are the types of men that you were hanging around and allowing them to discourage you and have you in the middle of situations that you know you shouldn't have been in, and encouraging you to be out here cheating on your wife, allegedly. So I don't know, but at the end of the day, Martell has his own mind. He's a grown man, and any horrible or bad decisions that he's made, he's the one that has to live with it. So he shouldn't be sitting there listening to people and their foolishness, and he definitely shouldn't be allowing these men to disrespect his wife, or or even now ex-wife. So it's all on him. Miami Gardens now says their humble beginnings helped Marceau Tisha start their business, loaned them a home to live in and vehicle to drive, plus a platform to build new businesses, Black Chocolate in a Bottle. And you're absolutely right. Tisha and Marceau act like it's going to hurt them to say, you know what, we appreciate the Holts for everything that they've done for us. They've done this, Y, X, Y, Z, blah, blah, blah. And my thing is, all you do is pay it forward to somebody else. But all they continue to do is pay creditors and pay other people trying to keep up with the Joneses. They can't accept the fact that they screwed the pooch. They are up here, all the things that Martell and Melody have helped them lay the foundation for, they done screwed it up. So now they are just constantly spinning their wheels trying to figure out ways to look rich when they broke. Maritha Gray says, motivation to me is encouraging and even pushing me mentally and emotionally to another level. 41 and Fit says, Marceau needs to learn that faking it till you make it doesn't work on the digital age. Folks will dig deep if you pee them off. Now, going back to what Maritha said, this was in that scene with the group when they were talking about the expo. Yeah, definitely. Motivation is a huge, huge thing, especially for entrepreneurs. It helps you to really say, okay, listen, I know this thing I want to do. I now have the tools to do it. Now let me get myself together. Now that I have all the tools and all the knowledge and all the things, let me go ahead and get up and do it, because you have to be motivated every day as an entrepreneur, because you don't make money every day. And if money is the motivation, you already starting off wrong. If it's something that you look at yourself every day and say, you know what, I would do this even if I wasn't getting paid for it, that is the thing that's going to keep you going. And that's the thing that's going to help you to be successful, because your drive is what's there. And if somebody that is successful is able to pinpoint that for you and help motivate your mindset to know that every day isn't going to be great, but when you think positive all the time and you're looking in the right direction and you know that this is what you want to do, that's where the motivation comes in to help you to keep going. And to address 41 and Fit's comment, yeah, Marceau definitely has been faking it, but I don't think that he even ever made it. Like Mel said it seasons ago. She said, finish a project. And that has just held so true to this day. Like Marceau and Tisha be all on TV acting like they have all these projects. They got a hard hat in every color and a shovel that's just as sharp as all get up. They are not doing any work. Y'all are out here scamming people. That's what it looked like to me, allegedly, in my opinion. But hey, what do I know? Maritha Gray says, Miami Gardens, hey neighbor. I guess they must live in the same place. Abiste Winner says, that was really rude. I'll call for her to call that man. I guess she's saying this uncalled for her to call that man a bitch, basically, in front of the whole group. Yeah, I agree. I think that Stormy is going too far. But you know what? Tisha is sitting there allowing it. Now, she ain't have nothing to say to nobody until Mel says something. But the whole time, Stormy sitting over here calling your husband a bitch, but you got something to say to Mel. Like, how that work? I'm just like, Tisha, you want to create alliances with people, and the alliances and the relationships that you trying to hold so true, they're not helping you. You always leaning in the wrong direction and playing on the wrong team, child. It's team too much. Relly says that $100 was shady. Some pay and some didn't, and come to find out they ended up getting sponsorships. Baby, they pocketed that money. Yeah, that's crazy that they ended up getting sponsorships from people and you still were asking for money. You know, I think it was one of those things where they were like, oh, this shit really did work. We did get the sponsorships. Mind you, Mel sat up there and gave you the blueprint for what to do. You get the sponsorships, you getting all this money, And then they're like, you know what? That's where greed kicked in. They like, you know what? We got these sponsorships. That was like taking candy from a baby. You know what? Let's just ask these people. They should pay us because we on TV and we helping them get a platform. So you know what? They should pay us. And if I was one of the vendors that showed up, I would leave because that is false advertisement for you to be sitting up here telling somebody to pay you as soon as they got there. But where is the paperwork that I'm signing? What am I paying you for? Why am I paying you? Like, they talking about something, it was on social media and this, that, and the third. Child, ain't nobody looking at your social media to get the guidelines. This was just very piss poor and it was terribly mismanaged. So I agree with you, Relly. Moving on. Kay said, listen, Tisha was in her fifis from the way she was sitting to her tone. Mel was too nice. Should have called her a baby bulldog again. Cause ma'am, yeah, Tisha was definitely sitting over there having an adult tantrum. I don't know why Mel gets under her skin so much, but baby need to grow the hell up. Like baby girl need to grow up. LaDon Calhoun says, Marceau must think his man movement talk to other men, grooming them to think like him and disrespect women is more important than a motivational speech. Sounds like a hater to me, and is, okay? A bitch stay winning says, that girl's so jealous of Melody, it just, child. At the end of the day, Tisha just need to grow up. Like, I'm so tired of the Tisha and Melody saga. I need for them to find something else to do. At the end of the day, Tisha, figure out a way to pay your bills and stop trying to have to make your marriage look like it's more than what it is, and accept your life for what it is and stop lying. How about show your real reality? Because Mel is doing that. You're just mad because she's being real and her life is actually going really well. Y'all all expected that lady to fall on her face when she wasn't married anymore. And because that's the only thing that you hold so near and dear and true to your life and success, like, you're mad because she's over there doing it on her own and she didn't need a man. And frankly, Tisha, you don't need a man to do it, to help you do it either. Especially not a man like Marceau. So anyway, moving on. Miami Gardens now says Tisha has never checked Stormy when she's called her husband a bitch, yet was happy as soon as Mel gave constructive criticism. Yeah, and I went back and watched the episode. Tisha was definitely looking at her phone the entire time when Mel was talking. She's very disrespectful, but you want to know who was taking notes? Her wascally wabbit ass husband, Marceau. Yeah, absolutely. Because Marceau knows where the money is going to come from. And he knows that they need money. They need help. And he over there, he done squandered everything that they have on cars. Lord knows what else. Okay, these women allegedly. Child, they are just chronic mishandlers of funds. It seems in all aspects of their lives, of their life, in my opinion. But it's just really all based upon jealousy. It's just a whole ball of jealousy. Okay. Abiste Winnet says Courtney did not want to do the Stormy. He wasn't really with all the rah-rah Stormy was trying to give. I agree. Courtney seems like he's very chill, but I don't like how Stormy always trying to get him in the middle of some BS. Like, I think Stormy really has a lot of growing up to do. And my thing is, if you are, like I said, if you are a business person, how are you sitting up here? Are you sitting in meetings at Target and all these other places where you have your products talking crazy like this? This is considered a business meeting. So why are you over here calling somebody's husband a bitch? Like, Stormy, grow up. And Courtney, I really wish that Courtney would put her in her place sometimes too. Not, negative and aggressive like Marceau and Maurice and Martell do, but like respectfully let her know, hey, it's not good for you to be putting me in the middle of all this stuff. Because she do be like, and you don't want to play with Courtney. Courtney ain't having that. And Courtney this. I'm like, girl, stop putting Courtney in the middle of your BS. And sit your ass down somewhere and shut your lips. Child, moving on. Melanated Energy says the Scots 1.0 are super broke. Child, yes. The epitome of faking the funk, okay? 41 and Fit says, I love the way Courtney loves Stormy. She got a good one. She did, but she gonna lose a good one if she keep on playing and getting him in the middle of BS. Like, that has to be exhausting. The Real VB says, Tisha wanted Mel to take over, do all the work, spend like the folks at my job, lazy half-ass doing ish. Okay, child, right. At least because Tisha knows that if Mel had done it, it would have been right. Even though, why even have the town hall meeting if you're not going to take no constructive criticism? They should have just been like, oh, well, we did the expo. We don't really care what y'all think. It's over. And if we want to do another one, we're going to do what we want to do. Like, and that's it and that's all. Because y'all didn't really want to hear what nobody had to say, period. Okay? Miami Gardens now says, remember Tisha wanted Mel to check out the space for the expo. Trust, if they could have used her, they would have and never give her. I think that was it. I didn't cut off anything. You know what? At the end of the day, Mel has done plenty of events, and none of her events have looked crazy. So we all know who needed who in this situation, for sure. Relly says Stormy was definitely disrespectful, but Marceau was playing games, and somebody needed to stop him. And I'll be honest, because I can't stand Marceau, I didn't care. And sis, neither did I. I do think it was excessive to be calling him a bitch, especially as many times as she did, and Tisha didn't say anything. I think that was the only thing that really baffled me. Like, you so quick to say some crap to Mel, but you ain't checking homegirl. Like, girl, and then the next episode, you talking about something, but I like Stormy. Girl, what? If I was Marceau, yeah, I'd have gotten your ass, okay? Moving on, the Real VB, but she always talking about something. And then that's another thing. Tisha always talking about people taking up for her, people being there for her and having her back. But you sitting there letting Stormy call your husband a bitch. Girl, cry in the corner. The Real VB says he's so annoying and is, okay? Tisha wanted some odd reason, want to bully and fight Mel. Girl, and she better get that out of her head, because Mel ain't about to let nobody bully or fight her, okay? She has too much to lose. Like Mariah said, I will not come off of my cherry out and throw tomatoes with you, okay? Stormy is a hater. Stormy is angry, and Stormy needs therapy, and them bowls ain't gonna give her what she needs, okay? And that's just my opinion on that one. Kay says, Marceau is a bit. I stand with Stormy on this. You know what? I think we all do. But I think that the scenario and the situation is still not a good look, especially for Tisha. Miss Ann says that statement alone by Tisha tells me that she's too dumb to lead this project, and not adding, and even if she add 8 more degrees, she's still gonna be too dang on dumb. That girl Tisha ain't got it all. That's all I'm going to say, in my opinion. Camellia Cole says Melody is a boss, and is, okay? Miami Gardens now says Tisha, I suspect, is scared of Stormy on some level. And here's the thing. I don't know why. Like, I get it. Stormy is helping Tisha with the shampoo and conditioner line for the girls, and I'm pretty sure that Tisha wants to maintain some level of relationship with her because they're trying to go into business together. But girl, that don't mean let somebody stomp all over you. And I don't care how much money somebody have. You ain't gonna talk to me crazy ever. Okay. Moving on. Miami Gardens now says Tisha. Maritha Gray says, Shay, sis, you're being brutal today. I'm here for it. Now, you know what, Maritha? I had to be, because listen, let me tell y'all something. One thing I'm always going to be is authentically me. And whatever I'm feeling in that moment, it's going to come out in the video. It's going to happen, because this specific episode really triggered me, where Marceau has just been allowed to talk trash so much. It's mind-boggling to me, like, for sure. Frankly, I'm just tired of the Scotts getting away with coming on this show, having the least, doing the absolute most that means the least. Like, I'm over it. I am completely over them and their BS. But moving on, Here we have Relly says, I don't have it in me to put up with a bid like Marceau. You and all the women in America. I don't understand how he's lasted this long with Tisha. I'm convinced it's a lot of screws loose up there. And she ain't trying to read the manual to get it fixed. Miss Ann says Tisha is too protected because she's so sensitive. And I'm tired of people tap dancing around her emotions. Like, Tisha just gives me the kid that used to throw tantrums all the time as a child and got what she wanted because maybe her dad was missing, or maybe her mother was the type to buy them everything they wanted. And she was the kid that just got whatever she wanted. And now you're a grown up, like throwing a tantrum as a grown up. No, that don't work. Because life is still life, and bills still need to be paid. So, girl, go sit down somewhere and get your thumb out your mouth. And everybody around her need to stop pacifying her. Kay says, how no one has mushed Marceau in the mouth is beyond me. Yeah, what DJ Envy say? I should have boxed to Tyrese. I should have boxed you in the mouth. That was what he said on the Breakfast Club. Yeah, I'm surprised ain't nobody boxed Marceau in the mouth, because if he out here talking, he's notorious for talking to women crazy. I know there has to be another man out here that may be Courtney adjacent and definitely not out here about to allow this man to be talking to their wife like that. Hell, I'm sure some women that's not going to allow Marceau to talk to them like that. But, clearly on this show, they allowing it, everybody except Mel more recently. Moving on, Dean S. says the Scotts are determined to downplay Mel's worth because they know and the fans know that Scott 1.0 would not be in the position, minus the lawsuits that they are in today, without the help of Mel. Girl, child. I don't know, Dean. Listen, these people on this show are very delusional. They think that they've manifested everything on their own. Now, mind you, Mel had the dream and the, thought process to get this show going, or do what it takes to request to get the show, right? At the end of the day, Carlos chose who was going to be on the show. But if we're real, Carlos said himself that he wasn't checking for the Scotts. He didn't want them on the show because Carlos has done reality TV for quite some time. He probably saw right through them and was like, oh, no, they ain't going to be authentic. They going to lie. I'm pretty sure he saw that. But he not going to say that to them out loud right now. Because now they on the show and now he needs them to produce. So if he tells them how he really feel, he'll probably talk about it maybe some years down the line after the show canceled or something, child. Who knows? But ain't nobody on this show telling the damn whole truth and nothing but the truth. So help them at this point. Relly says that's because she's in limbo in her marriage. So that confusion plays out in everything she does. Yeah, I agree. I think you're talking about Tisha. Tisha, I don't know what she want to do. You can see some sadness in Tisha's eyes. There's definitely something going on with them daggone Scotts. Miami Gardens now says Mel is better than me because I would say Shih Tzu to help them out. Nope, child. I wouldn't help them at all either. But Mel continues to be the good Samaritan that she is, showing up to the expo, buying stuff from the vendors, and even sitting there and listening to them speak about a bunch of nothing. She's being supportive. Even though she says she not, she continues to support them. And I don't know how she does it. Eunice Nicole says, I think after KFC said, not KFC. I think after KFC said he had lunch with Mel, Tisha was over it and had an attitude with Mel. Girl, you know what, Tisha? I'm going to need you to get over yourself, because even if Marceau does have a little crush on Mel don't want him, and she don't. Child, listen. Marceau even broke her than Martell. Why the hell would she go from bad to worse? And she knows about Marceau's infidelity. So what make you think she would want your husband? And I know, listen, in my opinion, and it ain't like Marceau had no sling slong peen between them hips. Because the hips is taking up all the girth he could possibly have, in my opinion. Child, please. Moving on. Eunice Nicole says, I think, oh wait, no. The Real VB says, ain't no more comeback group. Let it go. Y'all are frauds. No one wants to work with y'all. Exactly. Maritha Gray says, Courtney wasn't letting them blow his high. Child. That is, I ain't gonna say nothing about it. All right, Justine Marie says, Mel is bullying Tisha with her success without a damn man. I put this comment up because, Justine, I don't know what you mean by this. I don't know how Mel could be bullying Tisha with a man. With Tisha having a man and her not and whatnot. I think that Tisha is just jealous of Mel. It doesn't matter what Mel does. Tisha just thinks that she should have everything that Mel has and more because she has a man. I don't know if you're being a little sarcastic with that, maybe. I'm kind of inclined to think that that's what you're doing. I don't think you're leaning on Tisha's side with this comment because it could go both ways. But nevertheless, I wanted to post it just to get clarity from you. The Real VB says, tight ass clothes. Hell, I'm uncomfortable just looking at you. Right. Tisha wants everybody to see that she done got that body done. But let me tell y'all something. Food for thought for the peeps that gets your body lays on the table, okay? It don't last forever. If you still eating bullshit, you gonna look like some bullshit, okay? Then that's just that on that. You got to maintain the thing, okay? Don't do it in vain like Tisha did, because obviously she getting thicker than a Snicker and not in a good way. Moving on. And that's not body shaming, y'all. I'm just telling the truth from observations of what I see. That's all I'm doing. Maritha Gray says, Justine Marie, exactly. Okay, so if Maritha is agreeing, then I think that it had to be some sarcasm. I kind of figured because I've read Justine's comments a lot and she's pretty funny. Okay, Justine Marie, sadly, this is exactly how Tisha looks at it. Miami Gardens now says if they had capped the number of vendors and charged people before the event, there wouldn't be an issue with $100. Exactly. But that would be what was called an organized event, which they did not have. Okay. 41 and Fit says envy will eat a joker alive. And ain't that the daggone truth? Ain't that the God-loving truth? The problem is if they will focus more on their business and doing what they need to do, then they wouldn't even have time to be worried about what Mel is doing or anybody else for that matter. Maritha Gray says, but somehow they still turned out to be bums and did. Justine Marie says, Tisha still look at Mel like a dark soul, but Tisha is a dark soul. Yeah, like, what? I just don't get it. I can never eat, sleep, and breathe thinking about somebody else. Like, y'all form friendships with people just because they don't like Mel or to have a common goal of taking down Mel. Or y'all even was telling new people as they come on the show, go after Mel because that's what'll make you be seen. That is so lame. And the adultism, where is it in that? Y'all are childish. Moving on. The Real VB says, Tisha said to Mel, you used to do more in the group. Yeah, before she saw how y'all really were. Duh. Because y'all ain't doing nothing. Y'all want this woman to do all the daggone work, but then you complain. Just like with the 40 acres and the mule that y'all never got. Yeah, the 47 acres, y'all sat up there, didn't have no money to put up, but Martell and Mel put the money up and then y'all mad because they're controlling what's happening. Money talks, okay? How did y'all think that whole project was going to happen if y'all didn't pay for the land? Like, y'all got to be kidding me. Y'all just look like people that just want to complain just to complain. Justine Marie says, Martell defends Mel 1 minute, next he bash her with his dog coleslaw. Child, anything that he says about her with coleslaw involved, he need to just put a muzzle on it because that girl is the biggest mistake of his life. He should have. I know that if he could turn back the hands of time, he would see her and look through her ass and walk past her. Just the Real VB says, then Martell has the nerve to vent about friends using friends, and he sits there and uses Chris about staying in that house. Unbelievable. And using Fred for his license. That man just uses everybody. But you know what? He can't use nobody if they not allowing him to do it. And that's the big thing. Like, Martell doesn't have the push or the drive to do what needs to be done on his own, because nobody else is pushing him to do that. You using Fred's license, you running around trying to use everybody's business license instead of doing what you need to do to pass the daggone test. Hell, you even try to get Coleslaw to take the test. You trying to repeat the hands of time with somebody else holding the license instead of you doing what you need to do to pull yourself up by the bootstraps and be a man. It's clear that Mel was the one doing everything behind the scenes, and you was just running around acting like a businessman. And he don't know how to get out of that rut. It's been 3 years now. It's time for you to find your rhythm and get into it. Okay? Moving on. Relly says at K, exactly, Mel told him they're preying on your downfall. Listen, here's the thing. I get that Mel said that they're preying on his downfall, but the thing is, Martell allows them in his business and allows him in their world, allows them in his world to know what he's doing. And they were participants in his BS. So for him, Martell literally, in my mind, he still lives like a man that's cheating on his wife. He doesn't know, hey, dummy, you're actually divorced. You can do whatever you want. So you don't need them to protect you anymore. So stop letting them run circles around you and make you look like a fool. Maretha Grace says, Kay, and she tried to tell him. 41 and Fit says, Martell wouldn't have anyone to film with if he pees the Scots off. Well, that's also true. So he need to stop trying to piss off the daggone Fletchers, because he gonna be in the wrong game with that too. Maretha Grace says, I'll sing like a mockingbird. And would, okay. The Real VB says, oh, but wait, why was Martell looking at Chris Balls? What the F? Right. Like, sir, are you trying to get us to clown him because we always clowning you in them tight ass suits and loafers that you be wearing? Don't try to get a partner with this. The 3M's friendship seems fraudulent. It definitely does. It seems like it was just a friendship of hiding each other's BS. But now that Martell is free as a bird, now they keep on looking at him as a liability. But then they don't really care to protect him anymore. So it's just rather strange. Kay says to Relly, and now they laugh at him in his face and behind his back. A shame. And do. Relly says, not a scripture, child. It's always a scripture in the foolishness, okay? Everybody always seem to wants to find the Lord when they doing some BS, okay? Moving on. Where was I at, y'all? Justine Marie says, I know Tisha ain't coming for coleslaw because she told people she met up with your husband and he did this and that for her, but she only have smoke for Mel. She's so annoying. Right. Tisha wants to be everybody that she should be mad at. She's not mad at. And it's actually a shame that she's so childish. And the sad thing about all of this stuff with Tisha is that you had Mel as a friend, as a support system, as a person that was trying to help put you on and continues to try to help bring you out of your shell and put you on outside of your I'm a wife, hear me roar beliefs. And you don't have the best partner in relationships with you right now in Marceau. So instead of you accepting what it is and moving on with your life, you got this old country girl mindset of I's got a man now. But do you really? You don't have a man. And I'm not saying that being Mel's friend is going to be the best success of her life, but hating on her is not either. So, girl, pick a struggle, because we are tired, okay? We are tired. Relly says we don't want to see the snots because their lives are fictional. If they were actually being honest, it might have been different, but now we don't care anymore and don't. Okay, I'm so tired of them. It's very obvious that they're not living in their truth, and the fact that they're being allowed to be on TV frankly just pisses me off. They shouldn't have a platform at all. Beautiful Butterfly says, oh my. Melanated Energy says the only reason these men are willing to work with Martell is to get women. But I don't think they need Martell to get women though. I think they all been freaking and frogging for the longest time. And I think, here's my real theory. I feel like Martell got into it from them. That's what I really think. I think they put him on to doing the foolishness, because I don't think that Martell really is smart enough to try to do all of this on his own. And they introduced him, and they saw how he probably saw how they were getting away with it. Mel wasn't slapping shoes enough with him and slobbing on the knob enough. So now he like, oh, they getting away with it. Maybe it's okay. Maybe I can do it. Because Martell just strikes me to be a lame. He really do. Even though I'm sure he was cheating in the beginning of their relationship as well, according to Melnica. But I don't think that he was smart enough. He would be smart enough to pull that off without Mel finding out on his own. So he got back into the game when he met them daggone Scots, and they helped him to get away with the BS. That's my theory. 41 and Fit says, I agree, Shay. If my man has more legs and hips and body than me, I just can't. And on that note, I agree with you, sis. Moving on. Miami Garden says, Kat got Letitia's tongue when it comes to Stormy because her mother, Wanda, is no longer on the show to be her voice. Why does a grown woman need somebody else to speak for her? Somebody that acts like she's so big and bold, boasted about how her and Kiki used to get the brawling all the time, but you need somebody else to speak for you. It's absolutely ridiculous. Why can't you speak on your own? Now, I know when you speak, it don't make no damn sense, but at least speak up for yourself. Like, that's the least you can do. Country Conversations with Diva D says, not cool, Marshonda. You know what, Marceau, he definitely, and I hate to put his foolishness on women and say that this is just what we do. I just think he's just a damn fool. And he got to be in the mix with every daggone thing. And it's very busybody-esque, to say the least. Relly says, beautiful butterfly. In my opinion, Kimmy has never cared for Stormy, much like she didn't care for Dustpan. You know what? One thing I'll say about Miss Kimmy from Baltimore, okay, child, them Baltimore chicks, they don't tolerate no BS. That's why it really saddens me as much of the BS she tolerates with Maurice. Maybe it's different with men, okay, because women, we tend to do some foolish things for the male species, okay? But Miss Kimmy, she don't care to indulge or interact with any foolishness with the ladies, okay? She did to get in the mix, stir the pot, and roll on out. That's what she does with the women's. She just does it in a more articulate way other than Miss Tiffany that also stirs the pot. And I think really, I honestly believe that with Destiny, Kimmy felt like I'm the only one that should be able to get away with not having a storyline, not you. And you coming on here and being blatant with it and got an attitude. At least Kimmy nice about her not telling about her life. I guess that's how she feel. And Stormy is just too vulgar and extra for no reason. And I think Kimmy just finds her to be ridiculous. But great assessment, really. Moving on, 41 and Fit says, Melanated Energy, did you see the previews where Kimmy was discussing a sex toy? I wish they wouldn't bring us into their bedroom anymore. Child, I don't want to see Kimmy talking about no more sex. Girl, child, if you're not giving it up, you're not giving it up. You said it's medical. Just go with that and move on. He just needs to deal with it. And if he can't, then child, he ain't the one. Okay, he is not the one. The only reason, Simply Beautiful says, the only reason Martell is somewhat defending Mel is because these scenes were filmed around the Revenge P revelation. And you know what? I was thinking about that too. I think he's trying to be on her good side and say good stuff about her, hoping that that's going to keep him up out of the courtroom. But sir, you did a real big dummy move by doing that. Why would you? First of all, that lets me know how not smart he is, because if you would ever include somebody as stupid as Coleslaw in your dastardly plan to try to embarrass your ex-wife. And mind you, if I'm Coleslaw, why would I even want to look at this video? Why do I care about what you're doing with your wife? Because if I'm your woman, I want us to be together. Stop talking about your ex. But y'all know I've already said it. I feel like Coleslaw want to sniff Mel's poontang, her daggone self, because she want to see what's the magic in it all, because the woman is out here mixing and mingling, doing the damn thing. Maybe she feel like if she lick a clit, she'll get some success, child. Moving on. But I feel you simply. Kay says Martell remains friends with the Scotts to prove a point. I don't see how he misses the jabs thrown his way. See, Martell is dumb. That's what it is. Martell, but let me tell you something. He's not that dumb. He sees the jabs. He feels them, but he doesn't have a rebuttal all the time, and he isn't a good counter arguer, if that makes sense. He likes to yell and scream, and then he wants to fight. But he's not quick-witted like Mel is. And then a lot of the back office things that were going on in their business and the finances and things like that, Mel handled a lot of that stuff. So he can't really speak to a lot of the things that Marceau and them are speaking about in these meetings and all this stuff. So he can't double talk and jump around. He was just out in the field kind of doing his thing. So he can't really throw the word of the day jabs like Mel can, where it comes to that, because that just shows you how much the lack of participation that he really had in their business and its success. July Leo Babe says Stormy has the info on Tisha's hair care products. They are not trying to piss off Stormy. And here's the thing. That's another thing with Tisha. You sitting up here kissing Stormy's tail and she over here calling your husband a B-I-E-I-E-I. Like, you could have gotten the black chemist that Mel had to create some shampoo for you. But Tisha, they don't do anything right. Her and Marceau always want to leech off of the backs of somebody else. You want to start off of somebody else's success like they did with Martell and Mel. They can't do nothing on their own. She could have conjured up her own daggone product. She didn't have to use Stormy. But again, Tisha never can walk alone. She always got to have a partner in her bullshit. Kay says Martell has become the ice boy of the group. From big bro to ice boy. It's quite a thing to witness. Well, that lets you see who you should have put your trust in. And you put your trust in the wrong team, in them Scotts. And now look at you over here struggling, okay? Relly says he doesn't respect his daughters. Remember, he literally left them off the mural in black because they're not going to inherit the business, which I think is silly because the girls will probably do a better job with the business than the damn boys. And I don't even think them boys want to be participating in that business because them boys see what their fathers are doing to their mothers. Like, unbelievable. I don't know. And then Marceau, it's not like Maurice bought into black. So why, or the other brothers bought into black, but he has their sons on the mural too. Why you couldn't put all the kids on there? It's child, but the mothers sit there and allow them to do that misogynistic BS. But hey, ain't my business. I tries to stay up out of it. No, I don't. Moving on. The only reason here, where we at, Melanie, and did you use the previews from Kimmy? Was discussed. Okay, wait, where am I at, y'all? I'm lost. Okay, here we go. Get rid of Kimmy and Maurice. They serve no purpose. I don't want to know about Kimmy. Mileage on her coochie. Child, we don't want to. It's not a cave of wonders at this point. It's a cave of sickness, okay? Kimmy is sick. That's what it is. Kimmy is trying to get over a life-threatening situation that she went through. And if her husband doesn't understand it, I can't make him do it. And clearly she's not over there trying to make him do it because if you're going to be talking about sex toys in the next episode, then that lets me know that you're not serious about what you said to him. You just say stuff just to say it. And I can't defend somebody that obviously doesn't want to be defended. Because there's no way that you should be sitting in any scenes talking to anybody about any type of toys at all. Period. Marceau don't respect the kids. Tiff J says Marceau don't respect the kids' business because he's not providing a profit for him to use. It's not providing a profit. Exactly. He don't know how the money is coming in. He don't understand e-commerce. And Tisha is pretty much the one handling that. And the money that comes in, you have to buy more products. Like with e-commerce, it's not a profit initially, especially if you're not making the products yourself. So when you don't, typically in the beginning, you have a low profit, minimal margin on products that you have that are being sourced through another entity, because Tisha is not physically making whatever serum or whatever, or shampoo and conditioner herself and then putting it in the bottles. She is having another company, which is, this situation is Stormy's company, to make it for her. So they're probably making a smaller margin on the product right now because it's not really it's not that popular. And then they had to probably buy all of the stuff to get this started. So this business is more of a liability for them right now. So he can't go buy no cars off of the shampoo and conditioner at this point. This ain't what he can waste money on. Now this is a business you actually have to nurture and do something with. And you can't scam nobody and take their money. Beautiful Butterfly says, did anyone catch the shade when Kimmy says she can't afford to buy purses to make friends? Child, and I can't either. I agree. I'm not about to be out here buying no purse, no lunch, no bag, no nothing to kiss a rude bitch's ass, okay? Because Destiny is providing absolutely nothing to anybody. She over there doing the podcast, providing absolutely nothing to anybody. Her energy is negative until she do right by everybody that she has done wrong. And until she fixes her nasty attitude, nobody is going to give a damn about anything that Destiny is talking about. And on that note, thank y'all for watching. Please, please, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share this video with anybody else that's watching Love and Marriage Huntsville too. And I will see you in the next video. Peace out.